So I'm teaming up with IOD on their summer release. And this packet, y'all, you better buy a couple of them because I know they're going to be hot sellers. I'm going to be ordering as soon as it releases too, is Home Sweet Home. For a person who loves to make over kitchen items, and bread boxes are one of my hot sellers, to have the kitchen items already on a transfer. I have said time and time again, I wish somebody would make a stencil of them so you could reuse them, but I get it. It's the transfers. And I am super excited to bring this to you and share with you. Yeah, some of my best sellers are these items when I put these wordings on them. And usually I Cricut them out. So it is nice to have a transfer if you don't have a Cricut or you don't want to spend the time creating something like that, to be able to put it on. So I'm going to be bringing you 4 different types of containers to store things in your kitchen. And I'm going to start off with what I consider an easy one because it's wood. Yes, people still love these, though. They're a little bit on the dated side. Even though Grandma Core is bringing hearts back, I am going to make over this, probably back in the day, handmade bread box. Okay, so we just are going to start to remove the door, get the hinges off, get the piece cleaned up. Okay, we have a little bit of sanding to do. I am going to reuse the hinges, but this is going to be raised, so I need to sand that off. It's going to take some time to tape off. I see no reason why we need to paint the inside. So I'm just figuring out my stopping points of where to paint. That is one of the reasons when I'm thrifting these, I look for something that's still, I mean, it could be worse for wear on the outside, but in case somebody doesn't just want to use it as decor and wants to use it for food, I want to make sure that it's safe. It's going to take some Dawn dish soap, some hot water. I know I always like to tape it off first. That way I can proceed on doing things to it without having to wait for the tape to dry. You know, the item to dry to get the tape in there. I'm going to go ahead and seal it in as a primer using some shellac. Okay, for the color, I'm going to use White Oak by Alchamry. I still can't say it, y'all. It's a limestone and chalk base by Fusion. I love the color. It's not, you can't say that it's white. I mean, it is white, but it's like a creamy white. So I need to raise this up a little bit. So I'm just going to use some of my plastic. Oh my goodness. My plastic cups are molded together. Nice. I want to rise it up. Rise it up. So when I go to do the bottom, it's not just resting on paint. It has nice coverage. Of course, not with the first coat, because of course it's, you know, it's the first coat. If you've ever watched any of my home tours, you know I am a fan of light colors and wood. I have a lot of wood accents in my house. I have painted pieces too. Again, I'm only doing the one side of the door. Okay, coat number 2. I have a little cup of water that I can dip my brush into after dipping it into the paint to help go on smooth. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and seal this in with some weather defense. I have sealed this one in, but I do want to distress it a little bit before putting my wording on. So I'm just going to take some 220. So I'm hoping I color matched okay because I'm doing bread. As I said, that's what sells for me. Now this one, I didn't even think about it, that this one didn't have a knob, but it folds, it comes down, so you don't, I guess you don't really need a knob. So let's see if we can get this one centered. My ruler didn't lie to me. I should be good. That's fun, isn't it? Weather defense on everything. I put a transfer on because it likes it. Okay, before wax. Well, I wanted to make sure I didn't get any on there. So I might have taped it a lot. So I need to remove all my tape so we can sand off those crusty edges. So yes, where you have tape, it always gives you that hard edge. So I just like to make sure that I sand that off so it's nice and smooth. In with some of the aging wax again. Yep, that's my go-to. There's no, like there's no crackle or anything on here. We're just deepening this up, giving it a little bit more age. Clear. And I'm going to go in and lighten that center up a little bit. Not changing out the hardware, but I did do a little cheater method because it is kind of black. I tried some rusty brown, like a rub and buff product, but it was like, yeah. So then I took my, my go-to. I got some go-tos here. The decrepit dust. And then where I put that, I just rubbed that into it. And that kind of made it more brown to match the brown. And then once that dries, of course I can wipe it off because I sealed that in. And then here's another outdated. This has got ivy on it. I'm always looking for something that most people have overlooked. It's a little bit worse for wear. Nobody else wants. Then I feel like I can paint it over, y'all. But I love that it is good inside, that we can leave that inside and just give it a makeover and get it back into somebody's. Metal bread boxes aren't as difficult as you think they are. As long as you prep them properly, you can totally paint them. So of course I'm going to start off by sanding it a little bit because this is a really smooth surface. We want to give our paint something to grab onto. So I just have 220 sandpaper. We're all sanded. I'm going to take some more Dawn dish soap, hot water, wipe it down. Y'all know that shellac is my friend. So I'm going to spray the outside first, and then I will go in and spray that because that'll have to be painted also. One of my favorite things to do with Sweet Pickins milk paint is to mix it up. So I have this vision of a light sagey green. So I'm going to start off with my base of antique ironstone. I'm going to do 2 of those. Oh, and throw it on myself. Well, you know, good thing it's powder, right? And then I'm going to go in with 1 scoop of Cheshire and then a 1/2 scoop of basil. I know, now I got to remember how much water to put in there. I think that's a 1/2. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to eyeball if I have it even or not and add water. There we go. So it's equal parts, as you see, equal parts water. Just tap water, nothing fancy, room temperature. Okay, let's see what I came up with, if I got my sage or not. I think I did. Little bit of this, little bit of that, and I have a sage. Mix up Sweet Pickins milk paint, making sure you're scraping the sides, scraping the bottom. It does wonderful, oh my gosh, it does wonderful things on metal. So we are, and then after you stir it for about 2 minutes, you know how you do that with Jell-O, you stir it for 5 minutes, let it sit up. That's what you're going to do with here. You're going to stir this for 2 minutes and then sit it off the side and let it thicken up a bit. Okay, away we go. You definitely want to make sure you're putting this on with thin coats. There's nothing for it to absorb into. It's just kind of setting on there. I mean, I've sanded it, I shellacked it. I like to use a fan brush. That way I have minimal paint. And then I can go along that rolled detail that we want to leave. Another reason I use a fan brush, look at, you can get into that little bitty detail. Sometimes you got to go back around while it's still wet, looking to see if it's running. A second coat, make sure you stir up your paint again, because it does kind of sometimes separate. And then I'm just going to go start in with that second coat. That first coat is going to grab that second coat. Won't necessarily be as runny. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and seal this in before doing anything else, and I'm just going to use some weather defense. Okay, now we finally came to the star of the show, which is the transfer. So on this one, I'm going to be using bread. So I'm going to get that cut out. Do not envision the stars on here. I'm kind of a more simple type of person. We can use the stars on something else. 2.5. Okay, I had it measured. Fine. Okay. I'm going to start off by getting that side down. There we go. It's that rub-a-dub-dub time. You just keep rubbing until it becomes clear. And as you see, it liked the sealer I put on there, so it's just like, yay, okay, I'll just come right off. Some projects you have to rub, and this one doesn't seem to be the case there. That's okay. I'm definitely good with it. It has this beautiful outline. Depending on what you put it with, it could look gray. But since I put it with green, yeah. Look at that outline. How hello simple is that? Now you do need to seal your transfer in, and I'm going to go in with some aging wax by Fusion. There is some crackling that you may not even be able to see because the underneath is that light color. So we're just going in on it. If anything chips off, it's supposed to look old, so it's all good. See, it just brings it right out. What you didn't see before, the aging wax is such a soft wax that it just accentuates. And they don't always have to be oldies. They can be new, because I do want them to be usable. So I do want to have it to have a good side, a lid that is nice and tight, not just pretty decor, but items that you can use too. Okay, $7.29 at a Goodwill. See how much of it we can get off. Because even though you don't think those letters are raised, when you paint it, oh, they'll show up as raised. So you want to try to sand those off. Okay, we are sanded. So there again, wash off. Oop, I got a tag. I have to take off. That's okay. We'll get that in a second. Yep, you guessed it. Shellac. It's my tried and true. It's never done me wrong. So okay, for my next one, I'm not mixing this time. I'm going to go ahead and just do Birdie, which is that robin egg blue color. I've got 3 scoops in here. So I got the lid to do also. And the lighter colors, you know it's going to take you more coats, especially as thin as I'm putting them on. Okay, did my brush just get smaller? It did. But some of them that I have are bigger than I want to use, so. Okay, on to coat number 2. Now the thing about milk paint on this with shellac, it usually will crackle, and I can already see that it is. But we've got a few coats to go yet. Upside down to get the bottom of that though. With the shellac is well worth the time of doing the thin coats. Using milk paint, you have to remember it's not an even, like, you're going to get streaks and stuff like that, but once you finish it off, it'll be fine. But I know people will stress about that, but it's time to seal it in so we can finish this project up. Okay, now for this one, I want to do coffee, but this is like, it's too big once you put the lid on. So I'm just going to cut out the coffee. You know, so many people, we have pods nowadays. Oh, it's got there's a frame around there. You never know if you're going to use it. I don't want to cut into it. See if I can cut. An imaginary top of the coffee. I forgot. I still cut through it. Oh well, it's done and over with now. You can't. It's in the past. You can't go back. That way you can center it. I can't believe I cut through that, even though I'm like, no, don't cut through it. Okay, so none of these are made to be straight. Okay, might be throwing me off too, y'all. So, hey, it's just sliding. Okay, are you still 2 1/4? No, you're not. Bad. Especially when it's. See, I didn't get to. See, senor, I didn't get enough of it. Oh well. We will survive. There we go. There again, it should stick in all the white areas underneath. And I will say it was really hard to get paint to stick on the other side of the handles. You're just going to have to go with the perfectly imperfect, and just whatever's coming off is coming off. And the inside's white, the back is white, and then the bottom's white, so it's not supposed to look brand new anyway. It does make a difference. And there again, talking about something that's a little bit worse for wear, but the inside is still good, y'all. So we can still use that inside. It still closes. You know, you've got to kind of look for that too. But other than that, it needs to get that rust, because people don't really want to. I mean, I'm a rusty, crusty gal, but there's different when it comes to your food item. $9 from an Amish man at a flea market. So there we go. So let's see what we can sand. These little critters have vent holes, as you can see. So we want to make sure that we're covering them up so that paint doesn't like run into them. So a little bit of tape on the inside will help that. Now remembering at the end to take them off, not sell it with them in. Well, at least you knew it was protected. Okay, the bottom had a lot of rust on it, so I needed to sand that a lot. But just getting it washed down now. Okay, flathead screw, so I think I should be able to take it off. There we go. That took a bit, but that needed to get a good washing though. Next, I'm going to do Love Bug, and I'm going to lighten it up even more using the antique ironstone. And I got it. That's a big box. It's a lot of paint. So we're going to do 2. I think 2 and 2. Okay, let's see what my Love Bug ironstone concoction. Oh, this will just brighten that dull, very aged back up. Remember, the shellac acts like a primer, so it's grabbing onto the paint. And then it's helping me, so I'm covering up all those dark spots. Okay, we're doing the second coat on Big Yeller here. there's no other way to call this piece. There's a lot of surface area to cover. Now I'm going to get this sealed in with some weather defense. Okay, so my next one, I'm just doing the wording of cake. Now this is upside down, y'all. So I'm going to cut out cake. I'm putting it on the top drawer. Centering it with that. Swirly's throwing me off here. Okay, there we go. I hope. Once I get it on. Once I get it on, it is on. There we go. Now it's not, as you noticed, it's not a straight, it's not straight. It wasn't meant to be straight. Right. Gives it that fun retro. Oh, how fun is that? Upside down. Okay, we're going to use the same aging wax. That will seal that in, and that'll bring out the amazing crackle that's underneath all of this without darkening it up too much. Wax off. Now, if you didn't seal it in before, I think it would probably have not as laid as nice for your transfer, but also your paint would turn a different color. So I hope after watching this, you are excited about Home Sweet Home transfers as much as I was when I saw them. Go out, get them ordered, go out and find yourself a bread box, a tin, something with a lid, some type of canister, and get a crafting. Don't forget to check out Brenda. She is my hookup, the Painted Heirloom for all my IOD supplies. So thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and you can see what I'm up to.